So family, we all gotta have a, what kind of word I want to call it? We all gotta have us I'm gonna call it a unique value proposition. This is a term I learned from business school. I went through college a couple of days. And that unique value proposition is the thing that makes you different from the next guy. So today I'm going to be smoking a new cigar from Placencia. It was handed out to us at the trade show. We had October London singing. We had drinks and, all kinds of good stuff. But what makes this cigar different than any other cigar, I'm going to tell you, is the Plasencia Alma del Cielo. Is it Alma del Cielo? It is. Alma del Cielo. I'm going to do like everybody else. I'm going to read the details and spit them back out on film so you don't have to. I've done the research so you don't have to. And we're going to sit back and we're going to relax. I had a hard week this week, family. Some of my people say I had to do some missionary work. Y'all hang on. Good afternoon, my cigar smoking family. Good afternoon. Hey, listen. Ain't nothing special about my drip this evening because I got off of work and here I is. I have not even taken my shoes off. I'm tired, family. I'm tired. I had a long week dealing with some very special individuals, and they each have their own unique value proposition. I can't really tell you all about what their propositions are. Sometimes the unique value proposition of some of my students is that the judge has said a certain thing. This is what it is. You're going to report to this jailhouse after you get it out of your little truck driving school thing. You got to come in. They got some other people that have some medical issues and some mental issues, and some people just special. This cigar has a unique value proposition in that cigar tobacco is typically grown in low-lying valleys, and this is according to the article that I read. Surrounded by hills and mountains. Usually they take the water that drops down from the hills and mountains and it feeds the tobacco farms. But this new cigar kind of flips that tobacco tradition on its head. In fact, it's not the first cigar that I've heard this happen with as well. This is a high altitude cigar because it is grown up at 3,500 feet above sea level. 3,500 feet, Alma del Cielo. It means soul of the sky, soul of the sky. So they said they haven't seen tobacco in other places that does that. Well, I know of a tobacco from Dominican Republic that was also grown at high altitude. But, Placencia got to it bigger and faster and better, I guess. Anyway, the farm is Finca San Julian. It's a high-altitude farm that delivers weather that Placencia does not find in their other farms in Nicaragua. So this is Nicaraguan puro. His company grows more tobacco in Central America than any other. So they're a large company. They make a lot of tobacco. They produce a lot of tobacco. At this farm, the temperature is lower, especially in the evening. Cold nights gives us more specific flavors. The higher elevation, and lack of shade found in the valley leads to more sunlight. So why this farm? So there's a family connection to the farm, and Nestor told this story at the trade show. But his maternal grandmother spent time there in her youth before her father had to sell this farm back in 1961. So as a kid, he was raised listening to the stories of this farm. His grandmother would tell him the stories of the farm. I believe it was a cattle farm back in the day. Cattle and coffee farm. And it was owned by Melalina Torres, who was his maternal grandmother. Anyway, fast forward the story. Nestor's father, Nestor, bought the farm for his wife in 1998 as a surprise gift. And they said that there on that farm, the soil is rich. Water comes from springs in the mountains. And now he's using some of the tobacco from this farm in the filler blend of the Alma del Cielo. All the tobacco is from Nicaragua, grown by the Placencias, and finished with a wrapper leaf from Jalapa. They call it a medium-bodied cigar. So we're going to see. It comes in 3 different sizes. The Robusto, 4 7/8 by 52, $25. I've got the Toro, 6 1/8 by 54 is $27.50, and I paid $27. Good job, bro, man. And the Gordo, 6 by 60, $29.50. So we're going to see what we think about it. But family, today is a day that I just really wanted to just sit down and chill. It's been raining for the last 2 days. I've been outside. I've been getting rained on. I'm tired. The students, like I told you, they're very special and they're very needy as well. Some of the students, not all of them, some of them. I don't smell anything on the wrapper. We're going to take the footband off. It's got a footband. This is Alma del Cielo. Placencia. Pretty blue color up there on the top. That blue and the gold. Nice color combination. I like the colorway, as, the kids say about their sneakers. Oh, I like that colorway. It's a very nice wrapper, though. Very nice looking wrapper leaf. It's smooth. This is from Jalapa. Very smooth, looks kind of thin. And there's your density. Brother Dexter! Brother Dexter, what's happening, Brother Dexter? We're going to put a V-cut on this thing. Damn, I said V-cut. I didn't mean to say V-cut. But now that I said it, I'm going to have to do it. I swear I didn't mean to say V-cut, and I didn't want to go back and edit, so let me find my V-cutter. We're going to put a V-cut on that thing. So it's for those of you who don't believe it here, I'm going to hold it up and show you. Oh, Jesus, it hurts my heart. There it is. They don't even want to focus in on the V-cut. There it is. A little crooked off to the side, but V-cut on that thing. Nice draw. I know, I hear what you're saying. Of course it's a nice draw. It's a V-cut. Not a whole lot of flavor on the cold draw. It's got a nice draw, though. Just like a bread, sweet, not like gingerbread, but almost like a light wheat sweet bread. I'm going to call it light wheat bread sweet. How's that? That means nothing to anybody else but to me. Like the smell of a fresh loaf of wheat bread that's still soft, but it's kind of not very sweet. Like maybe even the honey wheat. Anyway, Brother Dexter! Brother Dexter! Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Shout out to my brother Jason Ritchie. He been out there performing and he been sick. Got the double pneumonia and all that. You got to take care of yourself, bruh. Now, I've never spoken to Nestor Plasencia. Looks like a pretty cool guy. He's always sharp dresser. I've been in his presence several times. I just never spoke to him. But one of the things that I know about Placencia is out there in my shop, in the front, out there with the expensive cigars. Padron. There's some Ashtons out there. There's some El Septimos in the expensive case. There was a nice sweetness to this cigar. Smooth, sweet, mellow. My daddy would say when he was feeling kind of fine, I'm mellow like a cello. Retro hell. Chocolate. Sweet. And I gotta give a disclaimer on that chocolate. Not dark molasses, heavy sweet chocolate. It was just the flavor of chocolate, but that same light sweetness that I'm getting the whole time here. And then there's gonna be a touch of pepper, very small touch. So it's a milder cigar so far to start, milder cigar. And for the record, I hate the V-cut. I hate it. I guess with my straight cut, no matter which way I stick this in my mouth, it's the right way. With the V-cut, there's a right and a wrong way to stick it in your mouth. And if you're a person that like plays with the cigar and turns it and all this shit, yeah, I always end up sticking it in my mouth the wrong way. I also feel like you gotta put your mouth down far enough onto the V to cover up the side so the air doesn't suck in on the ends. On my straight cut, bap, right there. It's just, I don't have any issues with it. It's just boom, right there. That's a pretty nice cigar. Now, the cigar is $27. This is a lot of damn money for a cigar. For $27, I could go buy me a Padron, but is the Padron gonna fit my palate the same way? I'm gonna say if you have two people right now, and I'm just getting started, you get somebody who likes a milder cigar and somebody who likes a heavy cigar, and they both have $27, I'm gonna give the heavy cigar person a Padron, and I might give the lighter cigar person lover this Placencia. I'm not gonna switch the cigars up on them. Not gonna do that. All right, family, I'll be back. All right, family, I'm going to tell you that this cigar has got some very nice sweet notes to it. I just got a little touch of vanilla. What the hell is that? Cinnamon and vanilla. As I'm smoking it, I'm retrohaling. The flavors are changing up. It's complex. It's very smooth. It's mellow. And I don't get the same type of flavor the entire time on every puff. And it's got a little slight bit of pepper just to keep it interesting. This is what I'm going to call a flavorful cigar, not a strong cigar just yet. I've told y'all about my buddy Jeff, right? I grew up with Jeff. Jeff was my ace boon coon, my man pots and pans. I mean, if I needed to get into some shit, all I had to do was just go get Jeff. And Jeff was right there by my side and we was in the shit together. Now, he would complain about it and he would grumble and moan because Jeff was about like 300 pounds, but he also would, come by me on the highway doing like 85 or doing a wheelie on his damn motorcycle because his ass was crazy. But that was my man. Now, the one thing I know about Jeff is that Jeff was a big liar. Jeff lied just for the sake of having something to say. Big liar. And I know he was lying. And I would look at him. I'd be like, Ninja, I know you're lying because you always lying. I'm your man. Why you going to lie to me? Nah, man, I'm not going to lie. Jeff would just tell a lie, right? So therefore, I knew when I was listening to Jeff, I had to take what he said with a grain of salt. In fact, if I was standing in the middle of a rainstorm and Jeff told me it was raining, I'd have to take off my hat and look towards the sky just to make sure, because that's how much lying he did. Some people out here on YouTube are just like that. They just like Jeff. They tell so many damn lies that it just make you wonder which part of what they're saying is the truth, or is none of it the truth. This is all a lie. I said before, real recognize real, right? I listen. I tell people all the time, I ain't no gangster. I didn't grow up in the street. I ain't been behind the jail walls. I know a lot about a lot of shit, and I know a lot of people who know a lot about a lot of shit, who've been in a lot of shit, but they ain't necessarily been me. So when I tell my stories, I can't tell you a story about, when I used to be a Crip and all of this kind of stuff. I was a blood gangster disciple. I can't tell you those stories because it wouldn't be true. You wouldn't believe it. Be like, come on, Mac. Stop it. That's not you. Some of these people, man. Remember me, the one you got your idea from? You put your tape on pause. You put my tape on pause and add some more to yours. Some people is real good at remixing. That's what, Puffy in jail now, but, he P. Diddy. But back then he was Puffy, right? And Puffy was good at remixing, taking something that already existed and changing it up and adding something to it and turning it into a whole nother thing. That's the way some people are. They steady remixing. Remember me, the one you got your idea from? Shout out to Puro Maduro and Cigar Obsession, people I watched early on. Shout out to the crew over at Cigars. People I was watching way before I got started is where I got my ideas from. Shout out to my boy Lou Liga. See, he got him a job over at Cigars. Or he joined the team. I ain't gonna say he got a job. He joined the team at Cigars. So y'all know that shop. Some of y'all don't. Some of y'all remember when they was on cable TV back in the day. Pay-per-view. You remember pay-per-view? It wasn't really pay-per-view. What was it? Public Access. That's what it was called. Public Access channel they was on with Tia and the other ugly guys. We all watched it for her because she had the long, pretty legs. Go ahead, family. I'm going to sit on back. I'm going to smoke this one. This is a very smooth cigar. She is burning very well. Go ahead, focus. Mild. So, this is not going to be for you at all. This is not a cigar that I would give to my brother Ak because he likes some strength. He wants all of this up in here tangling. When he blow it out the retro hail, he want his eyes to go like that. This ain't gonna be the type of cigar for him. But this is the type of cigar that reminds me of what I was going for when I released Another Great Day Amber. I said, I don't want strength. I want full flavor. Medium strength, maybe. This is that type of cigar. Very nice. I like it. We'll be back. All right, family, I'm going to get a little pairing together here. So I got a barrel select of Sazerac straight rye whiskey. 90 proof, so Sazerac. So we're gonna have a little Sazerac in the glass. I like the cigar. Now it's picking up strength a little bit. She's kind of going to medium. The pepper is picking up a little bit more, but I'm not gonna say this is a peppery cigar because it's not. It's a smooth cigar. She's rolled very well. Very nice cigar. Now, one of the things I'll tell you is this, right? I try not to flip-flop on what it is that I do and what I say. There's this Alma line. This is the Alma de Campo. They had the Alma de Fuerte, the Alma. It was one that I reviewed, and I was like, oh, I Alma de hated it. I really didn't like it at all. So, you know, I've never been really a big fan of the line, except the Alma Fuerte, I believe it's called. Yeah, I think that's the black one in Solomon. I love that cigar. And my nephew Ron Rio said, Unc, I said, I don't like Placencia. He said, you got to smoke this. And he sent me a couple of them. Man, they were so good. I went and found a great deal on 2 boxes, 2 for the price of 1, but hustle man style, you know, half price, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, that was a good cigar. I would put this cigar in that same vein. Different cigar. That's a stronger, typical, dark, rich, full-bodied Nicaraguan. This kind of reminds me a little bit more, if I had to say Padron, this is more of the Damaso side of Padron, the lighter side of Padron. I like this cigar. Did I say I like it? I like it. I do. All right, I'm sit back here and watch this dude. He about to get locked up is what he about to do. It's funny, people think that, you know, the cops, when they pull up on you, you think you're getting over with something, but it's like, this is not anything new. We've seen this behavior before, sir. You hiding something. This is going to take a minute before we find it. Just like them people I was telling you before. You hiding something. And I ain't even gonna go look for it because I ain't that type of person. Well, I am, but I ain't. But it'll come out. The lies will come out because you ain't gonna be able to keep up those inconsistencies unless you're like a really good liar. Now, Jeff was a really good liar. He was very consistent with his lies. All right. Family, slow smoking cigar, $27. It better smoke slow and it better smoke good. And that's exactly what it's doing. Complex cigar. Strength is moving up to a solid medium right now. She is burning well. The ash hung on. First clump fell off after about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, but it held pretty good. You see she's burning very well. This is a nice cigar. Very nice cigar. I'm feeling a little bit more of the rye right now, but it's a good match for the cigar. The rye has got a little bit of spiciness to it. This has got a slight spiciness to it, but I like it. The sweetness is dialed back. More of the savoriness is now up front. Slight bit of umami in there along with that smoked meat kind of flavor along with the spice. Finish is pretty long, but it's not a heavy finish. I can tell you I hate the price. I hate the $27. But there are some cigars that I will say I hate the price, but I gotta go buy some more. Give you an example. There was Spectre came out one year. It was $120 cigar. I say ain't no cigar worth $120. I'll be damned if that cigar made me say I gotta go buy a couple more. Now, I didn't pay $120 for it. I got special broadband pricing, but it was a really, really good cigar. This is a nice one. Very nice. I'm trying to get to the end so I can give you my numbers, but it is smoking so slow and I'm really just enjoying it that it's just taking a good while to get there, which is a good thing. So, we'll see. All right, family. All right. We're coming down to well, not quite the end, but she's starting to get a little hot down here by the time I get to the second band. But she's still smoking well, but the heat is bringing out a slight bit of bitterness, which may or may not be pleasurable to some people. Let me give you my numbers on this one, family. For the price, $27. I got to give it a 3, average price. Flavor, and it really should be less than that, but I'm going to give it a 3. Flavor is a 4. Excellent flavors on this cigar. Excellent construction, gets a 5. Overall smoking experience is a 4, which gives us a 4 out of 5 on the Lee Mag 912 scale. Definitely one of the better cigars that I have smoked this year. Placencia did a great job with this, Nestor. You are right, it is something special. I don't know if it has something to do with the high altitude that this tobacco was grown at. I don't know if it has to do with the fact that this farm used to be a coffee and some other kind of farm. I thought they said cattle. Lots of cattle fertilizer. But whatever it is that's in the soil, definitely add something nice to the cigar. Whoever blended this cigar actually did a good job of taking the characteristics of that tobacco, blending it in with other tobaccos from Nicaragua out of the Placencia farms and putting together something that's unique, different, and pleasurable. I like it. The only thing I don't like about this cigar is the price. The $27, but it is what it is. Family, when you wake up in the morning, you got to tell yourself today is going to be another great day. It's going to be another great day because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between truth and a lie. So you might as well tell it a good damn lie. We all going to have problems, family. We all going to have problems, but every once in a while, in the midst of your problems, you can reach out to somebody else and just say something or do something to help them out. I reached out to one of my interns. She's one of my daughters. I hadn't talked to her for a while. Very special young lady to me, and she is on par to do some great things because I know her personality. I know who she is, right? I really fell in love with her and became close to her when I worked over 5 years ago at the base, and she was somebody that I kind of just took under my wing. And she told me, she says, with all of this stuff going on with the federal jobs and the people that are leaving and being forced out or whatever the case, she's young, she's just getting started in her career. And I gave her some words of encouragement. And she told me, she said, you always have a way of making me cry, and you haven't lost your touch. Not a bad cry, a good cry. So she's a special person to me. We're going to catch up and do lunch and, and just catch up. We haven't seen each other for a little while and, just kind of catch up on things and see how things are going. Seen her get married a couple of years ago. She got a great husband and, she's just a great young lady. She is what I would like to say I want to see from all of our young folks. So encourage somebody else. It's not just all about you and where you have gone and what you have accumulated and all of the great things that you have done in life. If you haven't done anything for somebody else, then you're missing something. Because our goal when we come through this life is to pass on something to somebody else that's going to pick up the mantle and take it on after you are out of here. That's my goal anyway. I don't know about other people. I could have all of this stuff, but just be selfish with it, and it ain't going to mean a hill of beans in the end. Things that mean the most to me is the things that maybe I have done or said. And sometimes it doesn't cost you nothing. Sometimes it's just a little bit of something that you could do to try to help and encourage somebody else. Because there's going to come a day when you're going to need a kind word, when you're going to need somebody to say something nice to you, when you feel like quitting and just right at that time, somebody comes up and says something encouraging to you. I talk about my brother Terry. Terry is my angel on earth because Terry has a way of showing up right at the time when I am kind of at my low points. And Terry just pops up out of nowhere. And when he comes and when I see Terry, the first thing he says is, "It's another great day, ain't it, Brother Lee?" I said, "Damn, Terry, you are certainly right." So remember that. Some of y'all are listening and you're saying, all right, I just came for the cigar review. Some of y'all are listening and saying, you know what? I needed to hear that today. And this message is for you. I'm going to see y'all next time. Peace.